Hello, friends. I'm journaling outside. It's very beautiful out here. I have been processing a lot about myself and what I want to be doing with my life and my creativity and my passion for creating connection with self and with the body and with other people. And I've recently decided I've kind of been paralyzed by decisions for years. And with my art practice, I've been I'm sort of on another side of it that I haven't been before. So I'm kind of seeing how I've felt over the last few years differently. So if you don't know, I've done a Bachelor of Health Sciences, and I was going to go do my Master's in osteopathy, but I would have a year off in between the undergraduate and the postgraduate degrees. And in that year off, I actually changed my whole everything and felt really strongly from the universe that my path was a creative path, and creative in terms of visual art and making art and sort of channeling my passion and my interests through through visual creative art. And I've done a lot with that, and I've had some great exhibitions, and I've made a lot of cool paintings and made a lot of shitty paintings too. And met a lot of people, and I've experienced a part of myself that I have not experienced before. And I'm kind of, this last year, I've just sort of felt this I'm trying to have this faith, my faith that it's going to work out has always been kind of challenging to actually embody, regardless of how much, mindset work I do, or regardless of how much art I make. I just have felt, not really, I've really struggled to just really trust the process. And I'm kind of only seeing that now, because now I've actually, a couple of weeks ago, I was going for a walk after catching up with a friend of mine who inspired me to go running. I didn't run, I went for a walk instead. And I just thought to myself, what if I went back and finished uni? I'm not super keen on Western medicine, and I think about health in a very particular way, sometimes pretty esoteric way. And, what would that actually look like for me if I went back to uni? And, there was kind of this just resounding yes of I'm sort of at a point in my life and in myself where I know who I am, and I know my passion. And so there's nothing uni could do to strip or change my core. And I can infuse everything I do and everything I learn with everything that I am. So I've decided, not next year, the year after, because next year I'm doing some travel. The year after, I'm going to go and finish. I'm not going to do osteopathy. I'm going to do physiotherapy, because it's only 2 more years. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to see where it takes me. And I have no idea where it's going to take me, but I just trust it. I fully just, I don't really just want to be, not that there's anything wrong with just being a physiotherapist, but I'm going to want something. I feel like there's something a bit more specific to me that might come from doing that, and I'm sort of just keen on being qualified and being able to be registered and to act as an independent healthcare provider. So yeah, and like I don't really know where it's going to take me, but I just have this absolute blind faith that it's exactly what I need to do. And I'm like journaling and I'm reflecting on my art, how I just didn't feel that. Like I did maybe at the start, but for a while I'm just kind of like, and I've been watching a lot of stuff on nervous system regulation and learning a lot about ADHD and decision paralysis and the brain and gene expression. Like as soon as I've kind of been thinking about this, I'm like, dude, I've got a year to learn everything that I want to learn before going in and doing full-time study, so that I can have a solid foundation in my own interests that can serve what I learn. And what was I gonna say? I lost my track of thought. Oh yeah, I watched this video on managing ADHD symptoms, and there was a few things. One of them is this guy was like, you're like a cow. Like our brains, we're like ADHD people, we're like a cow and we need to be milked. Like creatively, we need to be milked. And I'm like, dude, I need to be milked. I really need to be milked. And he talks about finding the right difficult. So, I'm reflecting on my art, and like there's parts of it that are difficult, but I don't think it's the right difficult for me. I think things that are difficult for me are things that really pull me and really motivate me, and that is stuff that's to do with like the human body and trying to understand health, and also trying to understand health in the modern world when I feel like there's so much traditional wisdom and practices that create health in the body and well-being in the system. And I'm like, it's so big and there's so much to it, but it's the right difficult, and I just feel like it's pulling me. And I'm also seeing my art now as this opportunity. Like I look at my paintings and I look at everything that I tried to share within my art, and it's always been about, the power, the intelligence within the human body, and like connecting to the human body and seeing that we are intrinsically linked to the experience of our body, but we have this formlessness within a body of form. And my recent exhibition was really about how does emotion, something that's formless, or maybe how does emotion affect our posture, or how does our posture affect our emotion, and like what's the relationship between feeling good about yourself and feeling seen and present and happy and joyful and also comfortable in things that are uncomfortable. What's the relationship between that and between having a body that is strong and aligned and flexible and fluid and able to move and adapt in a space? Like what's the whole relationship here? And now my art can just forever be a visual representation of what I learn, and it always has been that. But really, I'm much more passionate about learning about the body and healing than I am about the process of making art. So that's that. Thank you for listening if you have. I am fucking overjoyed and in awe of life in the way that it pulls us around, and really coming to understand how things can be really simple, and like it's really easy to overcomplicate stuff or overstress stuff and just like wait for the world to just make everything make sense, and to just constantly just like be putting, I feel like I've been putting myself in this position where I'm just like trying to control things to work out for me, but also trying to just like let the world work out for me, rather than actually just making a decision. And even if it turns out to be not what I wanted it to be, or not what I expected it to be, or it turns out and I have these uncomfortable experiences throughout, in my case, like throughout this degree or placement or whatever it is, if I have these experiences where I'm just like, this is not aligning with me. This is another video I watched on decision paralysis. But it's like, if something's actually not working, then what do? You just figure out how to find alignment again. Like maybe that means more learning or more practice in a different area, but at least I've made a decision to get me to a point to know what next decision I need to make. So I think it's really powerful to just commit to something, even if it doesn't feel like it's perfect, or even if it's flawed. Because when you commit to something, the world commits back to you, and it's like, now that I've got this thing that I'm really committing to, it's committing back to me. And with the art stuff, like, yeah, I've been committing to it, but I've always kind of had to really try and force myself a little bit to kind of create and to work. Whereas this time I'm like committed, but it's like so many little things are coming back to me. Like I'm just, not that I've been shared with heaps of people, but like I'll just have these moments where people are sharing things about their health or something, and I'm just like, I literally was just reading up on that like yesterday. And like there's all these little synchronicities or things that I'm resonating with now that I've kind of created this decision, and I haven't felt that in a long time. So yeah, I just really wanted to share that with whoever wants to know. And it's also nice to be able to just process it and get that out of myself, and recognize where I'm at, and to be able to share where I'm at with people that maybe follow my art or are interested in me or what I do. And I'm really keen to keep clarifying what my work is and what I really am gifted in and can give. So that's very exciting. Thank you for listening. Thank you, world. Bye.